Back mortals, it is I, the Grim Roller, here once again to entertain you all. But in this particular instance, we're playing D&D with some of my good friends here. So I have Coffee, I have Bard, and I have Tips joining me, who you may have seen in some of my Overwatch campaigns and games. And we are continuing now in Curse of Strahd. This particular campaign, which we call the Ponies of Strahd. It's we've already got a few sessions in, but we're not that far yet, and we're starting off in the middle of our adventure through Death House, a special adventure found in the village of Barovia. Where we're leaving off, as you can see on your screen, is that the heroes here. We've got I'll just click on this. This is Floki, who's actually turned into a giant tiger at the moment because he's a druid. He is being ridden right now by Nina, a sweet old lady who's also a bard, and she's very good at knitting. And we also have Loon, the prodigal child. He is a cleric, and he's very good with spiritual magic, but he's having a hard time adapting to the world of Barovia. His old gods are cut off, and he's having to learn new ones. So we'll see how well he does in this new world. As far as they've gotten, they were walking along when they discovered Pyramid Head, who burst out of the room, running at them. They thought they were going to be fighting this guy, which is a animated armor, but in fact it was all a lie. And what they were really facing was an eldritch horror from the Silent Hill games. That is where we left off last time. But if you could recount what you remember happening so far for our viewers, and then we can get into the game.
You mean since we entered Death House, or from sort of top of the campaign so far, more or less?
Top of the campaign, I think, would be good.
Okay. So, the three of us were sort of, doing some mercenary work in a small, sleepy town in the Forgotten Realms, when suddenly these mists started appearing in the nearby forest. We went to explore these mists, and were pulled in along with this dwarf fighter we met along the way by these spectral hands and into an alternate plane of Barovia, where we sorry, my cat, yes, blocking the camera, where we met a charming nobleman that introduced himself as Strahd, and he told us that his, this world of Barovia had been plunged into eternal darkness through the failure of the Morning Lord, one of the gods of the realm. He was very nice to us, very charming, gave us some completely non-suspicious red vials to drink from. But of course, we ended up finding out by speaking to the locals that he was the vampire lord, and it was his curse that kept this realm in sort of eternal darkness, trapping all souls and people that came into it. And we quickly signed up to do some work for the local mayor, who has the title of burgomaster, whose father, the previous mayor, had recently perished. Our first order of business was transporting his body to the local church to prevent any of the were folk, there's were rats, were boars, were wolves, from infecting him and turning him into one of them. We were, of course, ambushed on the way there. We managed to defend ourselves. And as a sort of second order of business, having sort of properly consecrated his father's corpse in the church, is to take his sister, who has been visited by Strahd for the last month at night, as far away from town as possible. So before we set out, we're trying to sort of set something straight around town, and we currently find ourselves in a house with the portentous name of Death House, where we met two small children outside who told us that there's a monster inside and that their parents are in the attic, and if we can please help them.
That is the case, yes. Very well done. Thank you, Bard, for updating us on that. A couple other points that happened along the way, which will become relevant right now. One you pointed out is that Strahd, very nice gentleman, prince of these lands, saw that you guys were a little bit beaten up on your arrival, so handed out a few vials of a strange red liquid, which Floki was brave enough to drink. It healed him as if he was having a long rest. But since then, he's been feeling a little strange. In fact, he needs to roll a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw to see if something happens.
20. I'm fine,
20.
guys.
He's fine. He's fine.
Everyone's so worried about me. The
Exactly.
vials are okay.
They're very good, nutritious, and delicious. And then we also move on to poor Loon, who, whilst battling through the forest, running from various creatures, including werewolves, had his little finger on his left hand bitten off by an awakened blight tree. And a pretty vicious thing. And since then, it's not been too good. It's been getting quite dark around the wounds. A lot of kind of track lines appearing. In fact, as he was set into this house, the little nub of bone that was still left in that finger fell out. It is only getting worse, and he needs to make a Constitution 15 dexterity save. So, Constitution save, if you would.
Right, let's see. Oh, that's not good.
9. So yes, the infected wound is becoming worse. As yes, unfortunately, it's so weak compared to Floki's high resistance to whatever was in that drink. So Floki has noticed that the black kind of marks have become much hairier, and it's now spread to his ring finger and up the side of his hand, almost to his wrist. So it's again looking bad again. If
They're getting hairier, although it was the tree that bit his finger off.
Yes, but what could it be? It is getting like little black hairs are kind of appearing where the dark stripes are, and it's not really hurting. In fact, it's probably hurting less now than it did before. But I think Floki is quite proficient with medicine and medical checks. So should you still wish to have your hand removed, I think Floki could perform it. But
It's an open offer.
Well,
I don't need any
still
prep.
Pretty attached to the hand.
Understandable. You still got most of your fingers. It seems to be working pretty well despite the little finger. And has
Loon been sort of trying to hide this transformation from us, or are you just sort of like concerned and just holding and sharing? Like, do you guys think this is okay?
I think Loon will be hiding now that it's turned hairy.
So it was fine until it was hairy. That's where we draw the line at hair. I see.
I don't want you guys thinking I'm going to turn on you or something.
exactly.
So that will be firmly in one of their pockets, or like under the coat.
Yes, maybe put on a pair of gloves just to kind of cover it up with one little kind of finger flapping around where the glove doesn't feel. Great. So that's got us all caught up with this particular moment, but now you face a new terror. You reach the 3rd floor where the little Durst children outside told you that the monster was prowling around. They'd heard this monster and they managed to escape, and you thought it was the armor set out there. Pushing it down the stairs, you felt like you defeated the thing, only for the door to open, and in came this humongous man with a big sheet of metal. It's more like a piece of like a machine that's been ripped apart, and he's now wielding it than a sword. It's just a lump of iron, scraping sparks on the ground, and he wears on his head a strange pyramid-shaped helmet, completely covering his vision. But his rippling muscles tell you that not only is he dangerous, but he's angry, and he's coming for you. So we now need to roll initiative. I did drag in Floki up at the top here, if you need that But if you could all roll initiative on your characters, we can then get on with the battle.
Are you guys seeing the rolls on D&D Beyond, by the way? Because I'm seeing your rolls, but the results are not the same. As
Yes. No, I had the same when you rolled earlier. The dice came up on my D&D Beyond.
Yes.
And it was, yeah, not the same.
In
and
what ways?
It was that one now.
The numbers high or low?
Whatever it says in Roll20, I would use.
See, I'm gonna just roll a bunch of them. Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's just like random rolls coming through.
Because I don't normally see you guys' dice roll on D&D and Beyond.
It usually does
but
share
I'm
it.
seeing it today.
Okay, so what are we using? Sorry, just to be consistent.
We will stick with Roll20.
Roll20.
Okay, yeah. Okay, weird.
Because I noticed, and I think this is a shout out to the makers of D&D Beyond out there. They're changing the way the system works. They're changing a lot of things, and they've gone through some stuff where in the past you would see your other team's rolls. They would pop up on your screen briefly on your other teams, but I've noticed that kind of has gone away at times, and I wouldn't trust that there's an app that's sending the numbers through and adding +1 and 2 to initiative. So this is where I think the true numbers are appearing now in Roll20. D&D Beyond, you know, they need to sort their stuff out. That's for sure. But you guys rolled well. I can already see that Loon rolled extremely well. He's up there with a dirty 20. Nina, and we've got the Lion, who's right down at the bottom, so he's going to be one of the last ones to roll. But now you have to deal with Pyramid Head. So I'm going to roll for him. And he rolled a 14. So Loon, how are you going to protect your friends from this evil monster?
Let's see here. I think I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on Loki.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. For those who don't know about that particular spell, it just means that anything targeting him would have disadvantage, so it's going to make him want to target the line next less and target other people more. And so that is now on you. Great. Anything else? Are you going to move at all? Are you going to do any other actions?
Yeah, so I still have my action, but are we ruling it that I can't use another spell because I've used a spell?
So was let's see, is Sanctuary a bonus action or an action?
It's a bonus action, I believe.
Great, so you can still do your action, and do you still happen, if you might have forgot this from last time, you picked up a light crossbow. If you happen to have that, you can't cast another spell because that would be another spell slot. But yeah, you can do other things.
So at the moment, Floki is blocking. So does that mean I have disadvantage, or is it?
Fortunately not, because you can kind of tell your friends to kind of like duck out the way, so he can kind of lean to the side and let the arrow wisp past him.
And the lion's huge, and you're small, so you can just sort of shoot from underneath my legs.
Because it shows the icon as like a big circle, but it's more like an oval, really, so your body's covering up that shape. Because you're a lion, you're not a fat lion. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for noticing.
You're trim. Yeah.
That was not a good shot.
Ooh, oh, okay. So that is the shop whipping by. People who can see at home, you can see that the room is very red. The lamps there are glowing quite red, and he has limited vision. But he's fired a shot. It's missed. Deduct 1 bolt from your inventory, please. But you've annoyed this guy. Okay, so that is the end of your go. We're going to move over to. We've got Floki and the lion has popped up.
Ignore. I don't know why the Floki's there. I think it's just because I was testing the roll.
I think it might be my thing. So in fact, what I'm going to do is.
The 14's the pyramid head.
Yes, and I don't know why that happened because I was clicking on the pyramid head, but hey, these things happen. So let me just get that back out again. And yeah, so it's his go next. So I'm going to move him back to the top of the list. And so he has a problem now, is that he wants to attack you guys, but the lion is taking up most of the vision. He can't push past to kind of get to you all, despite having his long sword. So even though it's going to give him a disadvantage, he's going to go and multi-attack against the lion. So the first attack he's going to do is going to be a slash attack as he swings the blade up. Does... Oh, I've got to do it twice.
You're going to need to do a wisdom saving throw in order to hit
Floki Wall.
Yeah, so I'm currently absolutely sanctified. So you'll need to try to beat the wisdom save.
Yeah.
Or the wisdom.
So roll your wisdom save if you haven't already.
You would any creature who targets with an attack roll must succeed. So you need to succeed on a wisdom saving throw as the attacker.
Right. Okay. And I've got mine.
Choose a new target or lose the attack of the spell. So it's just sort of deviating. It's like a magnetic sort of pulse.
Yes. Exactly. Holy power. So it's an 11. So does that fail then?
That fails. You needed a 14.
Okay, so that's his first attack, is that. He'll then proceed on to his second attack, which is a slam. So this slam, it does less damage, but what it could do is it can either push an opponent back or himself back up to 10 feet. He's just hitting with the side of his blade, like a big old whack. So again, he's going to have to roll it. So it would be 19 if it hits, but we're going to see if the wisdom save is going to help him out at all.
Is slam error of effect, or is it a single target?
It's a single target. He just like whacks on the side of the blade. Again, 2. It is not going well. So you've done a very good spell here. His attacks fail. But he's going to back off, which will give an opportunity attack to the line. As he backs off.
The line will take it.
Please roll.
Yeah. Is that coming through?
Yeah. So it's a 25.
25
Wow.
to hit.
Yeah.
And it's a 7 damage because it's a +1 because of the tattoo.
Yes.
Is
Because
it a
you
crit,
got.
It was a
It
crit.
was crit. Okay, so then roll,
delicious.
add another 8 onto that. So it's 7 plus
Yeah.
8, which is 15
13.
damage.
Oh, 15, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, minus 15 on him. So he's taking a big hit from that. But he did it, but he moved back, and now he's disappeared around the corner. What does Nina do?
I'm still riding the lion. Correct?
Yes, you can hop off, but you can stay on him if you like.
I will stay on and encourage him to move for line of sight.
Yep.
Do like some little kicks.
I guess then you can hold your action if you want. Like once I've like moved into wherever
Yes.
it is, you can have line of sight, and then you can do your thing.
So if you crawl to the front of him, for instance, you can have some sort of weapon, either like a crossbow or some sort of attacking weapon at the ready.
Yes,
Crossbow.
I'll shimmy forward, lie down on his back, get my crossbow.
Ooh, crossbow out.
What's
So
it called? Charged? No,
primed.
primed.
Yeah.
Drawn? No, because it's a crossbow.
It,
So it would
you
be,
can prime
like,
it because you can have it
locked
pulled
and
back and
loaded.
it's primed.
Drawn.
Yeah.
Drawn.
Drawn. Yeah.
Drawn also works. So I'll move you to the front of the line, and you're attached, and so you'll see what happens when you get there.
That's me done for now, I believe.
Okay. So we're now on to the next turn. So we're on to Loon. See, no, so not Loon, the Lion.
Oh, the
Or
Lion, the
Lion's
Lion.
turn. Yes.
Yeah. So the lion moves 1,
Yeah.
then
And
2, 3, because I have to squeeze through that.
yes.
4,
Yes.
and as soon as I make it around the corner, the guy's right on top of me, which can trigger your attack, Nina.
Yes. So I can now.
Fire!
Right.
Although if it is a crossbow, it'll be with disadvantage because he's just like
Right there.
there. So anything that's ranged, if the person's like right up next to you, is with disadvantage, unless you have
Skills.
like a feat that like prevents that from happening. Like had he been a little bit further back, once we'd seen him, you could have shot the crossbow. But because he's like like adjacent to us, it'll just be with disadvantage.
It's just like if you're trying to use a gun, they can push the front of it out the way, which is what he uses his big lump of iron to do. He pushes the blade at the crossbow, and it kind of dings and it fires. And even with a 14 with that roll there, it just whiffs it and just goes and gets stuck in the wall. Ding out there as it kind of hits and wobbles against the wood of the wall. But yes, you've now pushed your way into the room. Does the lion do anything else now that he's in range?
Yes. The lion he benefits from pack tactics. So because Nina's riding him and adjacent to the guy, he can attack with advantage. I have a multi-attack. So
Yes.
The first attack is a 13. Does that hit?
Nope.
Oh, actually, no, because it's with advantage. Well, that doesn't matter because
again.
that misses 2. And so now the second one is a 21 to hit.
And that hits.
Which does 5 rend damage.
Ooh, 5 rend. So you're already giving him quite a painful beatdown. So I'll just add that. So -5 as you come in there. Great. Well, then we're now over to Loon again, who's been watching the team kind of rush forward through the door after this creature.
Yeah, Loon doesn't have line of sight at the moment, so definitely going to move up here. I actually still can't see the creature from this position.
No, but you can move through allies because they will let you pass if you do want to move further to the room.
Double movement if I do that?
It doesn't count as difficult movement in this case because they're letting you get through. You can literally just leap onto the line's back and jump over the top of Nina.
Okay, so this is my full movement, I think.
Fantastic.
I can see him now. If I cast Sacred Flame, that's going to be with disadvantage, isn't it?
Because of the
and
range.
Just so you know, Finn, halflings have a thing called halfling nimbleness, and specifically to your race, you can just move through any creature that's normal sized or larger without them blocking you. So you're extra nimbly bimbly.
So you can run under his legs.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you might want to not look up though whilst you're doing that. You know.
Oh,
I
okay,
mean, to you, no kink shaming.
Yeah, no kink shame.
I'm gonna...
We respect upskirting in this.
Yeah.
So it's
So
cross species.
so yes, please roll to see if you manage to make contact.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and smack him with my mace, because I think otherwise I'll have disadvantage.
Yes. 13 does not hit, so you try to do it, but you just end up smashing your mace into the ground, and just a load of shards of wood burst into the air. Do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still bothered by my hand. It's rotting away.
Yes.
So...
any other actions that you perform?
That's it.
Great. Well, Loon's rushing in. You guys are all here next to this beast. Now, it was a good position you were in before, but now you're all up close to this guy, and he's not going to let this opportunity go. So the first thing he's going to do is attack Nina, being the first one to rush at him. So he's going to multi-attack again, and he's going to slam. Does a 22 hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would expect so. And it's going to be 7 damage as he just swings his sword, and it just cuts your cheek quite deeply as he throws it. So that's 7 damage to yourself. How much health do you have now?
I can't remember because it's not updated properly because I had that thing that capped it, but then we did something to fix it.
Capped it. Oh, yes. That's because you got some of your life sucked
short
away.
rest.
Yes, that was it.
The
Because
short
I tried
rest
to talk
sorted
to
it.
Banshee.
Yes, so I'm having a look now. You don't seem to have anything that's overriding
Because on my
the thing.
sheet it says 12, but then I think it wouldn't load to update to not be sucked.
I think during the short rest, she would have healed all
Yes,
the way.
and there's no
Fully.
modifier overriding your thing. So right now, yeah, I think you would have been full. So let's bring you back to full because I think you would have done
And
on
then
your
by
sleep.
me on.
And so I'm going to put you on that. So you were at
Oops.
So
So I'm at 14 now.
you now have 14. So yes, 14. Just updating that. So a brutal hit. So that's one hit is just a whoosh, slice your cheek. The next one, he's going to aim at Loon, and this is going to be his slam attack. So if he connects it, we'll push you back as well. So he goes in for the attack, and it's a crit damage.
Oh my god.
You're very lucky this was with his weakest attack that hits. So it will be, 4 damage plus another 4, so 8 damage as he smacks you.
Yeah.
And with that, you are pushed back in the room, and he's also pushed back as well from that attack. So he's got a little bit more distance from you all, but he's moving back in the room. And yeah, that is his go.
To Nina.
Yep.
I was going to try and use my daggers to do a double stab because I'm that close, right?
Yes. You can
Yeah,
you can just
so-
you can just climb over the lion's head and cut, and so you just do double
Yeah,
attack.
I'll like brace myself on top of his head and get him to like chuck his head up to like fling me on top of him, so I can stab.
Yes. Brilliant.
That's
Yeah, please roll. So first attack, misses, but the second attack does that. That also misses just. So both
Oh.
blades
What?
come in. Yes.
A 16 misses.
And
Jesus.
yeah, the blades just strike against the hard helmet that he's wearing and glance off with the angle. So yeah, good try. But with that, we're now back to the lion, who's still within range in this position,
Yeah.
kind of like leaning around the door frame.
So I'll multi-attack. The first attack with advantage is a 14, which misses.
Misses.
And the second one is a 16, which
Also-
also misses.
Yes, they just the
Lion
whack
is
the
getting
helmet. He's just getting bounced around,
Really
but
frustrated.
yeah,
But I will sort of like fully move into the room.
yes.
Yeah, try to like prevent it from escaping.
Very good. Okay, we are now over to Loon's go again. So Loon, you've been knocked and smacked against the wall, the back, and kind of slid down, but luckily you didn't take any extra damage from that. You're at range of this monstrosity.
Yes. It's very dark in here, isn't it? Because I can't actually see him.
Oh, you can't see, but you do. You should have had still your spell, your light spell. So I'm going to drop that back in the room so you can see.
It might have run out because I had a short rest.
You might have done. I reckon you would have cast again. So just tick it off, and we'll backtrack and say that you had it still.
Nice. Well, it's a cantrip, so I guess I could
Yeah.
have just done that.
Exactly. So I'm going to drop that light spell object in. There you go.
That's brilliant.
And I'll just move it to the back. Bring to the back, so it's just behind you, so you can drag it with you. You now have a bit more sight.
So what I'm going to do with my turn is I'm going to cast Bane.
Yes.
Into perimeter. So now he use a spell. Yeah, they must make a charisma saving throw.
Yeah.
Whenever a target that fails the save makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must subtract 1d4.
Great. So what is the saving throw? It's 14.
It's
Yes. So yes, on his attack, very good. Another defensive spell there, which is going to reduce his attack power. And is there anything else you do?
That'll be it. I don't think I want to get any closer. Out of
Brilliant.
curiosity, do they only roll this charisma saving throw once, or do they roll it every time they try and attack?
Every time they attack, so he's got double attack, so he'll do it twice.
Brilliant. Okay.
All right, so we're now back to Pyramid Head. You've bombarded with a lot of spells that are making his life harder. He's not going to be aiming at the line because the shining holy light on him is making it a difficult hit.
It's gone. It's gone.
Is it gone now?
Once I attack, yeah. Once I attack, it vanishes.
Interesting.
So it's mostly meant to like protect, like if you have like a hostage or like someone you're protecting.
Yes.
That won't be attacking if they're like trying to run away. But once I attack, I sort of nullify the blessing.
But it was a good strategy before. But now, unfortunately, with being the closest person, it's going to be Nina that takes the first hit. So it's going to be another slash attack. Does a 13 hit?
No, thank God.
Yeah, so thanks to the line, kind of like moves to the side, the blade misses. And then he's going to go again and give another slam attack to try and slam you back. And that's a critical fail. So in fact, what he's going to do is he tries to slam, but instead he gets the blade stuck in the wall, and he's going to be unable to move this turn to kind of get back as he tries to drag the blade out of the rotting wooden wall. And that is his go over. So we're now on to Nina again to get revenge.
Yeah, I guess I'll go for his ankles this time. Try and like slice the Achilles. Do a double.
I like that. I like that.
double
For doing that action to avoiding the thing, I'm going to say you get an advantage on your first attack. You've already got a 19 and a 26. Is that a crit? It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Crit damage.
Does that mean
means
I roll the dice double?
so you roll the dice normally, but then you add on the maximum damage, which I think with a blade is like 6 damage. So it would be like the normal attack, and then add 6 onto that. So it's 11 damage you've just done.
Okay, that's just for one of the daggers, right?
Yes. Yes. Because you went for you went for the shins.
Yeah. Stab.
Yeah.
So is it 6 for the next one?
Oh, you have to roll to see if you hit him.
Well, that was like my.
Because you had
I
advantage
thought
on your
it
first
was,
one.
2, and then advantage, whatever.
You hit him again, and I'm going to say that 6 does count.
Yeah.
So that's another 6 off him. He is now officially bloody. So you've wrecked his legs.
Nice.
Great.
Great
All
success.
right. But with that, as he kind of like goes down to one knee, he yells loudly in his helmet, and you hear a crash behind you as a door swings open, and a animated broom, the thing that killed your familiar earlier.
My familiar.
Yes, comes rushing out and is now joining the fray. So let's add him to the roll order. It's on public. Good. So he rolled an 8, which is pretty good. So in fact, I'm going to make him go after the lions. I'm going to make that a 7 instead. So he's rushing in the line. So you now have a choice. You can either go again for Pyramid Head, or you can go for the broom of animated attack.
Yeah. Check our deck rolls. I think I'm gonna go for the broom. So I see this sort of. I've seen how sort of chonky Pyramid Head is, and upon seeing this sort of little bit of wood approach from behind, and knowing it killed my familiar, sort of deep anger sets in within the lion, and I will try to hit it. First attack is a 7.
Oh,
No. So it's a 24 because she's diagonal to it. So
yeah.
The first attack is a 25.
Yeah.
But unnatural. And that does 7 damage.
Nice.
And then the second one is a 22.
Also hits.
Which does 6 damage.
So what's the total damage? 7 plus
6.
6.
Plus 7, yeah, 13 damage.
It is officially sapped. So sap flies from the wood and bits of shattered enchanted wood flying and land on the ground around it. It is in a bad way. But yes, with that go over, it is now on to the broom's attack. So the broom is going to get revenge. It's going to be hitting the bad cat. So it also has multi-attack. And it's going to do 2 broomstick attacks to you. So the first one, as soon as 6 doesn't hit. In fact, that is a nat 1. So with that, the broom is going to like completely miss, just fly straight over the top of you, and ends up on the other side. At which point, it's going to turn around and try its second attack against Loon. And that's a 17. There's a 17 hit.
That hits.
So it does 7 damage to Loon.
Oh my god. Okay. There's Oh no, yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yeah. So it's a different one. It didn't have to roll see if it had less damage. So it came in with a brutal attack here. But that is, did that go over? It is now back to Loon. You can take revenge against this evil broom.
Yes. Loon does not like animated wooden things, so they are going to absolutely smash this thing with a mace. Hopefully it hits this time.
Yep.
Not after Bandpan.
I think that's a hit.
That is, I think that's a crit even, isn't it? Because I have +4.
So yeah, it's a crit.
Yep,
Yep,
that is
you
a
know the
crit.
rules.
Hell yeah.
So 3 plus
Oh man.
what's
3
the
plus
other
6.
step? 3 plus 6.
So no.
Tell me how you kill this broom.
Hey.
I bash it to pieces.
You just,
This thing does not
Rah!
respond anymore.
you're just smashing around and there's just shards of it. It's like, it looks like it's even trying to surrender, but it's too late for this poor animated broom.
And then he uses the head to sweep the pieces.
Yeah.
Exactly, under the bed,
Under the bed.
and it's gone.
That's so good.
It is an X broom, and I'm just going to turn it upside down to make it clear. It's dead. Yes, excellent. The broom is out the way. Do you do anything else, Loon, before the pyramid head has his attack?
That's my go. One thing I'll say is, I've looked up Bane, and I
Yeah.
think that it's just the once when I cast the spell that Pyramid Head needs to roll the saving throw.
Yes, so he now no longer has that disadvantage. And
Oh
he-
no, it's so
No,
if
it is.
if he passes, then he won't have it. But if he
Oh,
fails,
okay.
then he would have it.
So he's
until that ends.
so he still has it, which is very good
Yeah,
because
but I
he.
would have lost concentration probably just then. So I'll roll a wisdom save.
Okay, let's do that. You kept
Oh,
your
no, that's
concentration.
great.
Yeah.
So do you want to roll a charisma
So it's a
save
charisma
for a
14. That's if he manages to connect. Let's see if he even manages to hit this time after getting his blade stuck in the wall. So again, he's going to go after the poor old woman. He's going after what looks like the weakest target. Doesn't realize just how strong she is. So he goes in for a slash attack and does an 8 hit.
Nope.
Nope. So
Strong.
too strong, and then he goes in for a second one. An 11 does an 11 hit.
No, I'm just like
Wow.
bashing the sword out of the way.
You are, with just your sheer strength. Yeah, so much for being such a terrifying figure. This pyramid head is getting clowned on. Yeah.
Yeah, because now after like smacking his sword out of the way, I can try and like stab him like under his helmet, as like like get him in the throat.
Exactly. You can hear him coughing inside of his big metal helmet. But yes, with that, he's not going to move. He's going to stay there, and it's going to move on to Nina to do the damage.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do if I can stab him. I assume the first one
I just
misses.
refreshed my screen so people can see the lovely picture of Nina in her dress over there. So yes, the first attack was that 24.
The first one was a 14, the second one's 24.
Okay, the first one fails, but the second one connects. Please do the damage.
Okay. So yeah, my first dagger is just to distract him enough to get the second one in to his throat and do 5 damage.
As he struggles to breathe, he's now wheezing uncontrollably. So yeah, he takes 10 damage. Alright, and with that, it's now over to the lion's go. I'll just remove.
Yeah, so the lion's just gonna try and he's been triggered. He's gonna try and just bite the pyramid head off its head, expose what's within. And so the
23.
first attack is a 24. Not that it makes a difference, probably. Which does 5 damage.
Ooh.
And then the second one is a 24, which does 11 damage. So 16 damage in total.
Yes. So, and with that final uppercut of the claw, it just rips the helmet off, and what's exposed underneath is just a screaming skull. Like whatever this thing was in life, it is now just a puppet controlled by dark magics. As it screams at you, no eyes, no tongue, no brain. As the thing just topples back, lands on the ground, and the skull rolls off its body. It is now defeated. Congratulations, you managed to defeat Pyramid Head. You guys did very well. Just to let you know, this is a yes, well done. Well done. The sound. If I get his character sheet out, what CR was he? Yes, he was a CR2 creature. This is the highest level creature you have defeated. Please give yourself some XP. That will be. Let's just work this out. Math is not my thing. So 450 divided by 3. Everyone gets 150 XP. Yep. Let's put the victory music on. Congrats.
Nice.
Well done, everyone.
What did
well
you say,
done.
150?
150 each.
Yeah.
Nice level 4.
And you have the opportunity to loot his corpse.
Yeah.
Loot.
Loot. I'll transform back to Floki as the lion is like he has a hairball.
Yeah.
And he just splooshes Floki in a fetal position.
Yeah, it's still
And then just
in
sort of-
a sack that you kind of crawl out of.
Yeah, and then he just sort of collapses and quickly turns to ash,
Yes.
filling out the room with cat hair.
There's a sound of a wet fart as the line deflates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
excellent.
don't have that sound preset ready to go.
I wish I could. I'm sure I could find something along those lines. But yes, we'll just leave it as that for now. Maybe I don't know, not quite what I wanted. Not quite the sound I want. But there we go. Yeah, so he's
Not my
now
tempo.
on the floor. Yeah, not my tempo. So yeah, go ahead and roll to loot his body if you remember
So
the rules for
I'll
this.
attempt to loot both him and the broom shards
Yes.
that are left behind. Give me a second because I am pulling up the.
So if you look up the item,
rules.
you'll find
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and I gotta check what type of being is he?
So just finding him now. Okay, he is a medium-sized construct. He's been constructed from
He
metal,
is.
flesh, and magic.
A construct. So it's Arcana. So actually, I sort of hand my tools over to Loon
Hmm.
and let them do the honors.
Okay.
So you need to roll an Arcana check.
15.
15. All right. So you pass it. What this means is that as you take the metal thing that was once covering his head, you realise that this could be turned into plate armor in the future. So it counts as 1 broken plate armor. You also get 1 more ounce of arcane dust. I will share these in the chat.
Lou, do you want to add these to the party inventory just to make sure we don't double up?
Yeah.
So there's the information on that.
So
And then
have you already added the plate armor?
we already had 1 plate armor from
okay.
something else.
because you had another construct from one of the mannequins that you defeated last time. You have a bit of plate
That's
armor.
right.
I remembered getting it, I just couldn't remember where from exactly.
Is the broom a construct as well?
It is also construct. So same again.
You're on a roll. Already warmed up. Practice round.
Okay.
See if you succeed. 20 easily. Easily get it. Alright, so it is back to broom. So with that, you get 1 ounce of arcane dust. That's all we had on him.
Okay.
So I'll just copy that information again into the chat. You guys
Shattered him into too many pieces.
just gather the dust, and it's like the parts where the engraving was put on it to give it the spell. That is what you're siphoning. So it has a little bit of magic still in the sawdust. So you guys are getting some good knickknacks. I know there's going to be a very happy boy out there who will want to get these things and help you build some silver-coated weapons. So yeah, good job, good job. In fact, you haven't added the XP for the broom. I just realised. So how much is that? So
Did we do the XP for the 1 mannequin?
Yes, for the 1, because the other 2 you just managed to disable.
I knew we hadn't for the other 2. Because we chucked them out the window.
Yes. So if you could also add 16 XP each for the broom, because it was just an extra little hurdle to deal with.
Embarrassing. Killed my familiar. 16 HP.
It's got a powerful attack, it's just not got very good health or defense. Yes. But yeah, with those defeated, what do you wish to do now that you're in this room? You can see that there is a lamp here if you wish to turn that on, get some more light, and you've got a few rooms to kind of look through as well.
Can we assume like we're on the 3rd floor now, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was the monster that was terrorizing the children, most likely.
I think most children would be terrified of Pyramid Head. He's a scary boy.
Somewhere around here.
That's true.
Yes.
There's a ghost?
The Banshee.
A good ghost.
That tried to kill me.
We didn't deal with it. What happened? Did it just run away?
Yeah, it like
it ran through
fucked
us.
my face and then ran away.
Yeah, it sucks some of the soul out of your mouth.
Bad form.
Yeah, did you get that back from the short rest, or do you still have the... Like,
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. I don't have the cap anymore.
Oh, I see. Oh, and actually didn't Floki do something to cast a spell
Yes.
to get rid of that?
That's what that was. Yeah, I remember that.
So as you're kind of looking around, you do find one other item on Pyramid Head. I've just got this note here. And you realise that there is a key on him. You don't know what it is to, but you have found yourself a key to add to someone's inventory. Mystery key.
Do I add it to the party?
Yeah, so whoever wants to hold it can add the mystery key to them.
I think Loon was running their fingers through the corpse.
Okay, I'll add it to my inventory.
And you can choose whether you wish to tell people about the key or not. You can
There's no reason to keep it secret.
Unless the hairy hand gets it, in which case it's
Oh
all
god, it's
secret.
got a mind of its own. Yeah, I didn't even notice the key. My hand just like took it, put it in my pocket.
Yeah. But you now have a mystery key. Very good. Very good. Yes. So is there what are the next things you'd like to do in this room?
It's sleep, but
Did we turn the lamp on yet?
I can turn that lamp on for you. again, the lamp, even though it turns on, it is very dark red in here. So I'm going to turn it to red. It seems like the blood that's seeping through the walls is seeping inside of these lamps. So this chandelier has lit up, casting a horrible red glow onto the room, but you now have a bit more light to see.
And what's this boulder thing on the top right?
Oh, I should shrink that down. That is Loon's light spell. He cast light onto a rock that was on the floor.
Okay. My son's been coming home with random rocks filling every single pocket of his coat. So I'm getting a little PTSD. Like, not another rock. We have no more room for rocks in this household.
One day he's going to come home with like a nice like £50 worth of quartz, in his pocket.
Yeah, it's all granite so far. Okay, so we know that the parents are, I mean, at least sort of allegedly in a floor up.
Ow! What the fuck?
Ben, perform.
Just
Perform, Ben.
me.
For those at home that can't see this, Ben, who is Coffee's boyfriend, decided to give her a bruise.
Husband.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no,
not
he
for
just
long
came
at this
home
point.
and he
Just
handed to my arms forcefully.
We don't encourage that kind of action. Yes. Hello, Ben.
It was all just for fun.
Okay, so there's a floor up.
Yes.
The dumb waiter ends at this floor, right? So that's not the way up.
Yeah.
So there's one more door on this room. There's the room where the broom was, which we haven't explored.
The broom room.
The broom room. Thank you. And then I think in the bedroom, there's like a closet we haven't looked into.
Yes.
So what do you guys reckon?
I'm just checking out the broom room.
The broom room is...
I'm also happy to see if there's a different outfit to be put on in the closet.
That's true. That's very true.
My maid outfit didn't get me far.
You've just been ripping it at the seams.
Yeah, I feel like it probably would be a bit tired after all that, to be fair.
Okay. So we go to the broom room.
That's absolutely fine.
Do we find anything? The golden brooms or diamond encrusted bristles? Anything like that?
You find a bunch of towels and a plunger and a duster.
A golden
Well,
duster?
the duster will complete my outfit,
No.
so I'll take that.
Yes, you're welcome to take the duster. Please add to your inventory. But yes, you're looking around the room. You don't spot anything of interest. But just to say, whenever you're kind of looking for anything like secret rooms, make sure that you do a perception check in each room. So if there was something in here, you'd want to roll a perception check to see if you find, some sort of like hatch in the ceiling or something else.
Wouldn't you be like prompting that for us? Like, okay, we're looking around. Give me a perception check and let's see what's.
Yeah, because we're bad at prompting
If that's
it.
the case, what I would suggest is that room that you had the big fight in. Have a little ganders in there. Have a little look around.
Yes, that's the prompting we need.
We also haven't looted that armor, like enchanted armor thing that we threw over the edge.
No.
True,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't want to go back down the stairs just to come back up them again.
Too many
Oh,
steps.
Please, I can't be doing it.
Yeah.
Look,
So Floki, please, perception check. With that perception check, you don't spot anything, but maybe someone else will.
Yeah, I want to roll perception.
Yeah, I reckon we'd all be looking. It's a massive.
Which room were
bedroom
you
or
were checking? The main room?
Oh no, it isn't.
Yeah, the
Well,
fight room, the bedroom.
Pyramid head room.
My eyes aren't so good anymore, but I can try.
God.
Wow. Lena
Hey.
is in the right spot. As she's kind of looking around,
I put my glasses on.
she feels like a breeze just hitting the back of her neck. Kind of like if there was like some sort of gap in the wall, letting a light breeze through. And she realizes that if she pushes it, boom, a secret door appears in the bedroom. And if she looks inside, she sees there's a staircase going up
think I found why your spider couldn't find the way to the attic.
Yes, it was in the last place you always look. In the very last room, it appears. So yes, you can head straight upstairs, or you can continue exploring, having a look in some of the other rooms around. I see that Loon is looking at the spare little room in the other bedroom.
What's in there? I immediately run to support, lest they sort of disturb anything they shouldn't.
Yeah.
So it's in here, I think.
Yes, so there's a room you haven't opened there, but you also just had a look out into the balcony. And Loon, it's a good thing you didn't go in there, because Floki would have told you that the last thing is familiar that went up there. The fog.
Oh yeah, the
is up
hand
there.
started like pulling at me.
Yeah, so you might want to be careful. So Loon looks into this room. It is completely empty, but if you would like to roll a perception check, maybe he'll discover something.
I would love to. Yeah, if I could read. There we go.
Perception check. Yes, with that plus 10 look in the cupboard, you notice that one of the floorboards in the ground doesn't seem to be like the others. Lifting it, you find there is 10 gold in there. It seems to be that maybe one of the children had used this place to hide their pocket money from their sibling.
Nice.
I think that's the
Straight to
equivalent of
mine.
like 2,000 pounds. It's
Yeah.
like
Oh my god.
like the child's little pocket money.
Their escape money. Right. You have more rooms to explore?
I reckon we go up and try to find the parents.
Yep, you're not going to check out any of the other rooms? That's fine.
Ooh, I
Go ahead.
really like the sound of those hands.
Oh, there's this one over here, isn't there?
Yes.
Okay. No, yeah. We'll open the door just see what's in there. Oh no! I closed the door. I like open and see what's there, and I just like close the door.
Yeah. And there is another door just down.
But what was
okay.
behind it? Is that a chest that I like quickly spotted?
So yes. So looking in, I'm just going to let you know that you notice it looks like a crib, a young baby's crib, and it's covered in cobwebs, and it looks like there's like a bump inside of it, like there might be something in the crib.
Oh no. And can you remind us? So we saw the portrait where clearly like the baby, sort of like the bastard child, because the mother of the family did not like it.
Mm.
But didn't the specter say something about like the baby dying at birth? Or am I misremembering?
It did indeed. Yeah. So basically, shortly after birth, he passed away. Sometime between getting his family portrait painting done and being put into the crib, he wasn't given correct medical care, and
so it wasn't
passed
like he
away.
died at birth. He just sort of died like shortly after.
Yes, but it was kind of clear from you gather from the letters you've seen and other things that
Yeah.
like he came out, he had breathing problems straight away.
Yeah.
And but the apart from the maid who wanted to help the child, no one else really cared.
Okay. Nina, I know this specter hasn't done you good, but do you think you can try to lay its spirit to rest?
I can try. I'd like to reunite them with their baby,
Yes.
but they were a little bit mean to me before.
Yeah, but we can cut them some slack. I mean, first time, shame on them. Second time, shame on you.
Listen how sad they are as well.
That's just Theo. That's the Grim Reeler just crying.
doing some voices there. I'm just imagining the time last week when I stubbed my toe.
Huh.
I can.
I think we ought to try.
You can approach first, or Floki. I think Floki seems good with people on the whole.
Really? I'm just like the Quasimodo.
Yeah. Why not?
Little mad-eyed, moody vibe. Okay, I sort of look.
If you don't go, then I'll just kick Loon instead.
What? But I'm a
Toward-
child. You love children.
I open the door, ready to like go myself, and then Nina just kicks Loon in the back, sort of shoving him into the room.
As you open it, you hear a scream as the beast is already standing at the door looking at you. It's going to lunge immediately at Floki. Does a 12 hit?
It doesn't.
Oh, very lucky as you kind of duck underneath as this thing kind of screams "Ah!" and then kind of like runs off up the through the secret door. So this would have been another way for you to discover the secret door is there. If you haven't looked in the room.
It runs up to the attic.
Yes, it would have run through the
God.
closed door, but it runs there, it runs up to the attic and vanishes.
Okay. Well, at least that we now have 2 data points about this thing's predisposition to parley. But I walk into the room and look sort of inside the crib, see what I find, expecting the worst.
Yes. So looking inside of the crib as you slowly push your hands through the cobwebs and lift up the soiled sheet, you find that there a little toy bear, like a little kind of teddy bear. It was obviously the first and only present this baby was ever given. And looking at the corner of it has a little label saying, "It's no fun, it's no blinksy." Do you wish to take the bear with
Destroy
you?
it.
I don't know. I feel like.
I mean, I've not actually seen it yet, so.
Do we get that like protected vibe from this one, like we did with the other one?
It feels like a different kind of magic, but it still feels like a good magic. This is like a charisma magic to it. Like it was given with a lot of love.
I'm going to take it. I feel like this house has nothing good inside of it, and this toy, like it's the second toy we feel like it's giving off some like good mojo, and in Barovia where everything else seems so sort of grim, I think we can give this toy to lighten someone's life a little bit. So I'll take it, and I'll just sort of hang. It sort of dangles off my backpack.
But it feels warm to the touch, and you place it on there, and you feel like a slightly more light-hearted having this on you. And as you turn around to leave, you do happen to notice something twinkling outside. I'll just ping that here, if you can see where it is. With your passive perception of 17, which is very high, you've got very high passive perception, your eye catches a glimmer out on the balcony.
I mean, I can't actually. Oh, because there's doors over here, aren't there?
Yeah, but you can also.
Because I can't see it through the window.
Open the window.
Unless you tell me. Oh, okay.
You managed to catch it just through the corner of your eye, so you can pop out through the window.
Yeah.
There we go. So
I do, but I'm quite hesitant, like knowing that these like hands are out there potentially waiting to grasp. So I'm sort of ready to run back in if I needed to.
Okay.
And what is it that I spot out here?
You're gonna have to step a little closer. At this distance, it looks like just a lump of metal.
Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Come a little closer.
So you reach down.
I do, against my best judgment.
You reach down and pick up the strange item. It's not something you've really seen before. It looks somewhat like a light crossbow. You know that design, but it's much sleeker. It's like black metal with kind of a wood grip. It has the trigger of a crossbow on it, and it seems to have like a long round chamber through the top. You've never seen an item like this before, but it does. The nearest thing you can say is it looks like a light crossbow, but if it was just made of black metal.
Or like a revolver type thing on it?
Yes. Like if you were to show this to someone else, they might even call it a pistol.
Mm-hmm.
Mightn't they?
Picking up and looking
seen anything.
directly down
But-
the barrel, you can see that there's a single.
I start pressing the trigger while I'm looking at the barrel.
do you press the trigger?
No, I don't.
You
I mean,
said
no,
it, though.
I'll see. No, I am like expecting it, like inspecting
Yeah.
it.
You
Never seen
pull.
anything quite like it.
You
And I
pull
just
the
look into
cylinder.
like the mist and press the trigger.
So with that, bang! The bullet fires, and you pull the trigger a few more times. It seems that whatever it had inside of it to make this loud noise, it only had one of them. It's and looking at the wooden paneling, you realise someone scratched on it. The final way out is what they've left on it. This is obviously someone's last resort item that they left on the balcony should they ever need it. But that sound of the bang, like louder than anything you've heard before, rings out as boom, something flies in out of the darkness from above, and it comes straight for you, hissing as it does, as you are now attacked by a vampire.
Oh Christ!
Uh,
the second I see it, I attempt to rush back inside.
yeah, sure thing. So could you just roll an agility check to see if you're fast enough to get away from this creature?
Crit 1. Except not on your end, which I guess is what we're counting.
Yeah, we are
I got
counting
a
that.
15.
Why was it? That's crazy that
I
you
don't
crit
know.
one of yours.
They're completely like crossed. Like none
Yeah.
of the rolls I've done on Roll20 is reflected.
I do reckon it's a D&D Beyond problem. I think they're changing their thing, and it's not sending the same information. So yeah, I'm saying it's a 15, which means you do manage to avoid the hands coming at you, so you can run inside now if you wish.
Yeah, I immediately sort of lock the window. Oh god, I can't make it through the window. There we go.
Yeah.
It's like stuck.
You get there. As this thing comes rushing up, and it kind of slams against the window. But of course,
Say, we do not allow you to enter.
it's like,
Fogs up the window.
Let me in. I just want a little drink. I'll pay you. I'll pay you well to let me just have a little sip. Just a little sip.
Close the curtains and move out of this room.
And you just hear the sound of like a banging on there. She's like, "Let me in! Let me in! I have money! I have money! I have lots of money!"
I feel like if we still had placeholder, that might get her some traction, but
Yes, she was written with placeholder in mind. Who would do anything for money? Oh, Loon's moving closer. Maybe he's interested. Loon, are you tempted
Nope.
to trade a little bit of blood? A little bit of blood for some gold?
you put out your hairy paw under the door.
Yeah. And as you do that, as you put your paw kind of like near it, it takes a couple of sniffs and it goes, spoiled meat. And she's not interested. But yes, good run there. Could have lost a few hit points. But yes, I think you pretty much now explored this area. There's one room I don't believe you've been in, even though you've got it on your stats there, which is the bathroom. But there was nothing of interest in there. There would have been just a place to fill up on water, should you been a bit low. But let's move on. So do you guys all go upstairs, or will you want to rest first after your ordeal?
I'm happy to press on.
Yeah, same. I don't want to stay in this house any longer than need to. Although you're the one that's hurt.
No, I know.
But and Loon is pretty hurt.
Loon's
Oh,
actually... Loon's okay, because I forgot... I wiped my temp HP at the beginning, because I thought we did a long rest.
Yep.
But I realized we didn't actually do that, so I gave it back to me. So I'm not doing too badly anymore.
Okay.
I'll cast a cure wounds on Nina,
Mm-hmm.
which heals you for 14.
Wow.
Back to full. And how much HP do you have right now, Loon?
Loon has 19 out of 24.
Okay, and I assume that is it 21 or 24 that you currently have for Nina?
Pardon?
Nina, how much health? I'm just checking what everyone's HP is.
I'm now max at 21.
21. Okay, got that. And you're also max, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. All right. So I'm going to move you guys to the 4th floor, the top of this building. Bang. So you guys come up the stairs.
In my book of the Morning Lord that I got from the priest, is there anything about putting a spirit to rest in that?
No, there's nothing about that in there. It seems that Morning Lord didn't concern himself with the darker aspects of these worlds. Do you have your... Must have been deleted. You don't seem to have your light anymore.
No, I think I left that behind.
So I'll make you another one.
Oh no, I see it. I can drag it over.
Okay.
Oh no, I can't because that's
I got it. There we go.
Can you remind me, how do I rotate my character with the keyboard?
E and then rotate with the mouse. Just hold E and then scroll.
I see. Yeah. The scroll, yeah.
Give yourself a lockdown. So you guys have made it straight upstairs. If this light isn't on already, I will turn that one's on. So the lights on the stairs.
Which way did we come up? Can you ping like the stairs we came up from?
Right here.
Okay.
So if you want to move over and have a look, you can see that that's the staircase you came up.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Getting it onto my map. Okay. And there's a window here. Yeah. Out the window, we see the same sort of mist, right?
Exactly. The mists seem much closer now. In fact, you realise walking around, the floor is spongier. It seems that, unlike the ground floors, this place has become more rotten. There is more red sap leaking all over the walls, almost like it's dripping blood. And the ground, every step is a squeak and a hiss as more red liquid spills from the wood.
Hello, Nina, who seems to have a purpose.
Yes.
Going where the wind takes me.
Yeah. So you open up and you find this seems to be the maid's bedroom, as far as you can tell. Just based on the things that lie around. But you do also notice that it seems like the bed sheets were maybe made for a shorter person at this time. So maybe the maid was looking after someone in this room, is what you gather.
Can I have a little nose around, see if there's anything else to discover?
Please do. So if you roll a perception check.
So you're saying that the sheets are smaller on the bed, or there's a smaller set of sheets in the room?
It's more like the way the sheets are ruffled. It looks like maybe a child had been sleeping in this bed previously.
Yeah, okay.
But so the maid had been looking after a child, is what you kind of gather straight away.
Yeah.
So looking aside and doing that perception check, you realise there is nothing of interest. You see that the slender bed, a nightstand, an old rocking chair is still rocking gently as the breeze comes through the window. The wardrobe is empty apart from a few rotten pieces of clothing, and there's a small iron stove which you can light up to cook meals on should you be hungry.
Do you enjoy cooking?
Yes.
And
I will.
Nothing else in this room.
I'll go head back out then in that case.
As you head back out into the hallway, you start hearing some noises. Hello? Hello, is there anyone out there? And the sounds are coming from the way of the ping here, behind this locked door.
We had a key.
Someone has a key.
The voices sound very familiar to you. They sound like Rose and Thorn, the two children you met outside, but they're now behind
But we
door.
we left them outside, didn't we?
You did, but you now hear them.
Did we ever meet them in the first place?
Who knows? But all you know is they're now the sounds of children. They go, "Hello, hello, please let us out. We're so hungry. Please let us out." And you can start hearing bangs on the door and more bangs and more bangs. And so eventually it sounds like 100 hands are bashing against the door. Please let me out! Let us out! Let us out! Let us out! Let us out! Goes quiet.
Don't worry, children. We'll
No.
help you.
So with that, the Loon feels a warm feeling in his pocket where the key is. And he realizes he has a key. He doesn't know if it's to this door or not. But he does have a key.
Oh god, do we really want to open this door? I'm gonna pass the key to Nina.
I will gladly accept and unlock the door.
Okay, so Nina, I'm just going to move you over the door so you know which one you're looking at, and I'll face you towards it as you place the key inside, and you find the lock is stiff, but given your epic strength, it unlocks.
Come on, kiddies. We can leave now. I've got plenty of snacks, even some pocket money if you're well behaved.
2,000 pounds.
You hear nothing. No more sounds behind the door.
Kids, I'll walk into the room.
Please open the door. You just have to click the. There we go.
Oh, no.
God.
If it loads.
As you look inside, the smell of rot is the first thing that hits you. Looking down, you see the fragile forms of two children clasping each other. Around them are various items. It seems that what shoes they may have had have been gnawn down to the rubber seams. There's an old leather toy horse as well, and all the leather on the outside has been eaten up. All the little snack containers that they hid under their bed are all empty and licked clean long ago and now covered in dust and cobwebs. And cradled in one of the skeleton's arms is the same toy you saw the child holding outside just a few hours ago. A little toy with a label on it saying, "Is no fun, is no Blinksy."
I had no sign of the one I gave them from Mad Mary.
Very not in this case.
I think I'll probably just start crying at this point. Yeah. I'll shout to the others, but I'm not too sure how well they'll understand me through the tears. I'll just the kid like that.
Lynn's gonna come in and give you a hug.
Cookies are the ones that comfort you, but not used to human sort of nuances. I just sort of tap you on the
pass in
head.
the back.
Yeah.
At this point, I'll start rambling that the doll killed them. Because
Cursed
I'm
doll.
convinced the dolls are evil.
I try because this one also presumably is giving good juju off, isn't it?
It is. It feels like you have a sense that there's some sort of wisdom inside of it. A wisdom that can only be attained when someone accepts their own death.
I try to convince Nina that if anything, this doll likely kept them alive a little longer, gave them a little bit of hope. That this is the third set of children that we expect that this doll gave some comfort to, and I'm becoming quite interested in meeting this sort of Blinksy fellow, but I'm gonna take this doll as well. But I do stuff it in the bag so it's not visible. I don't want to upset Nina more than she already is.
As you
I think
touch...
I'll give some
Yeah.
food offerings as well as like a into the afterlife offering for the kids.
A couple of sweets, some
Yes.
penny sweets that they might love. And as Floki steps forward, I'm going to move you into the room as well, so you're here for this next moment. You step in, and as you touch the doll, that you feel like an electric shock, a mild shock, and the electricity seems to dart across the other side of the room to the beds as the ghostly figures of Rose and Thorn appear there. The ghosts look to each other and they go, We've been found. We've been found, sister. We've been finally found after all these years stuck alone. Someone's finally come to rescue us. And the sister looks over, mournful, says, Yes, we can finally be free, young brother. We can finally rest. You notice that she is holding the doll that you gave to them outside. So there are now 3 dolls available to hand to the children. The one they're already holding, and the 2 that you've picked up just now. You can see that the young boy is staring at the dolls.
I mean, I'll sort of, without saying anything, and I'm waiting to take Nina's sort of lead on this, but I hand the boy this doll that's presumably was his in life.
If you kids think these dolls will bring you comfort, take them with you. Yeah.
You can see that the older sister's clasping onto the doll you first gave outside, and the young boy, he clasps his old doll and the new one tightly, and he goes, Thank you so much, and as promised, I'll give you Daddy's treasure. And he reaches his hand through the bed, as if reaching underneath it, but not quite connecting. As he takes hold of something, he pulls at it, and it just wafts out into the middle of the room. As you see a cloak of protection.
Ooh.
Something that these children wrap themselves in as they shivered in fear hearing the monster outside. Who would like to take the cloak of protection?
Who's got the lowest armor class?
I'm 14.
Oh, then you should definitely take it. Plus, I feel like it goes with the knitting.
Yes. I will gladly accept the cloak and hope that it brings me as much comfort as it brought you.
Yes, giving all 3 presents to the children. Something they've always wanted. It was something they gave in exchange. And you take the cloak, and as you put it on, as the kind of air brushes past them, their bodies suddenly rush towards you. As first of all, Thorn, his body flies towards Loon, and then Rose flies towards Nina, as they attempt to possess your bodies.
Oh my god.
God. No good deed goes unpunished.
Come here, my children. Give Granny a hug.
Yes.
Oh, you're just gonna accept the possession.
Yes.
Oh no.
I need you to make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw to try and prevent being possessed.
DC 15 what, sir?
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
Oh dear.
Nina fails, whilst Loon succeeds. With that, the spirit of the young boy then rushes towards Floki, trying to possess him. He must also make a wisdom saving throw, which I'm sure you'll succeed at.
Do be wise.
You do. So the boy's spirit moves back, crying somewhat as he's unable to possess your body and finding a way to leave this building. But Nina feels the spirit within her, and with that, there's a change to her personality. She's still in control of her body, but some part of the child has now become part of her psyche. And I will copy what this does. a character possessed by Rose gains the following flaw. I like being in charge and get angry when other people tell me what to do.
Okay.
So you now have the spirit within you. She's using you to try and help escape, and you get the sense that she's telling you that she wants to get out of this building, get out of this, and finally rest. Whilst the other young boy, Thorn, goes back to the other side of the room, and he's staring at his bodies, and then goes, "Please, please help us. Please help. Give us a true burial."
I'm going to ask the others to bundle up the bodies and carry them for me, because I am weak, feeble, old beardy.
Despite your massive Hulk arms, yes.
That's besides the point.
So
I turned to Loon sort of for confirmation. You know, they asked for a proper burial, and it seems like if anyone knows the rites, it might be Loon.
I mean, Loon is apprehensive to disturb the bones of the dead, but I think since they haven't actually tried to attack us, I think we should collect the bones and give them a proper burial.
So you pick up the small little bones. You find a couple of bed sheets that you can use to wrap them up. Make a little sack that you can then gently place into your backpacks. You are now carrying the bones of these young children.
Knit some flowers for them.
Whilst you're knitting those flowers, would Floki like to search the room?
Yeah. So I'm already sort of on the case. I'm just trying to see, you know, what else these poor children might have been left with in this room. So I will roll a deception check at 22.
Very good. So the first thing that draws your eyes is the toy box down here at the bottom right. Searching the box, you find quite a number of toys here, but the toys seem quite disturbing for a child. There's a little wooden toy of Strahd. You recognise the semblance, and it shows his fangs out with streaks of painted blood kind of rolling down his cheek and down his clothes. You find a toy wooden horse, a black horse with fiery mane. You find other things, like there's a toy which is a guillotine, and when you pull the string, like the head reattaches, and when you let go, the guillotine drops down, and the head of a poor villager pops off. All very disturbing. You can understand why they clasp so tightly to these dolls that are much happier and friendlier in appearance. But then you're next.
No, go ahead. I was going to say, I don't take these BS toys. They're best left in this death house.
They are. They would really only be worth kindling, if anything. But your eye is then drawn to something else. You notice a doll's house that looks exactly like the building you're in. And as you kind of look through, you can see the window, which is in this reality is barred and closed up at the top here. But in this miniature, it's open. And looking inside, you see that there are tiny little dolls. There are 3 dolls in there. One of them looks like you, the other looks like Loon, and the other one looks like Nina.
Are there any other dolls in the house?
You do see other dolls. You see a doll of a knocked over pyramid head. You see a smashed doll of a mannequin, and on the ground floor, looking through the windows, you can see back in the rooms where you first saw them, 2 dolls of mannequins sitting in chairs.
And they're back.
Yes, on the ground floor. You also notice there are hinges on the dollhouse. You can open it up and get a good look inside.
Any room that looks different from what we've seen, or a room that we haven't seen that is visible within this dollhouse?
opening it up and pushing back the roof, you realise that there is a secret staircase where you noticed there was a section of the building, if I ping here, that you had no access to before. It seems, looking from above, that there's a staircase that goes all the way down to the bottom of the house. And as you realise it's there, you hear clink sound somewhere in reality in that direction. And the sound of a door scraping open. You seem to have...
There was that
unlocked
mention
something.
of an altar in the basement, I believe. If you guys remember that.
Yeah, for sacrificing the newcomers.
So yes, you've
And
somehow
we've yet to find any
discovered...
parents.
Yeah, if we call out for the parents, which were allegedly here, do we hear anything back?
You hear nothing.
Well, I think these parents need to be spoken to about leaving their children afraid and alone.
Not only afraid and alone, they were locked in this room. Locked and left to starve to death.
There's this horrible news story in Spain this week of parents that had kept their 4 and 8-year-old kid indoors since COVID started out of fear, and so they hadn't left the house for 4 years.
Oof.
This is reminding me of
I'm
it.
sure COVID was more like 6 years, but yeah.
At least,
Or 6 years, yeah,
at least
however
they
long
were
it was. Yeah.
fed. You know, these poor
Yeah.
children. They were taken there and they were abandoned.
What else do we see in the attic, in the dollhouse? You know, what can we expect to find?
Looking into what is the room next to this secret door you've discovered, you see a storage room where there are all these little blankets on top of chairs and tables and things. In there's a kind of a semi-transparent, glowing plastic woman. She looks like she's crying, and she's standing
Okay.
over a little chest next to a stove, and you can get your finger in there and you can push the little box that she's looking at open, and when you do, there's a cut-out card of a baby skeleton in there.
I think we need to say some more rites, if you don't mind, Loon.
Say some more rights.
I can't remember the words for giving, what you said for the children. We need to do for the baby.
Yeah, it's difficult because there isn't, there's not an afterlife here as well. I think Loon, all of the stuff that they would have learned from school was for their god rather than how things work here.
Yes,
But Loon could kind of, as a gesture, recount the phrases that they would learn in school.
Just anything to bring some peace to the grieving banshee. So I'll
That's not enough to
encourage
come
us
up with.
over to that room. Not in the dollhouse, in that real house.
is if I ping it, it is this direction that you saw.
And before we leave, if I push my figure around, do I feel anything in the real world?
You feel the hairs on the back of your neck rise as you do that. And when you do it, it's like there's a magnet to the doll, and it just floats back
Snaps back.
to
Okay.
where it began.
Okay. I think we can get through to this banshee as well. I think we should, sort of consult with Loon, what they think, What do the textbooks say about what do you do in this situation?
Yes, we need to deal with whatever's keeping them, tied to life. Or the afterlife, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which is probably the bones of their child. Like officer.
I will. This door wasn't locked or anything, was it?
No, and the secret door is to the left of where you're looking. Over there. So,
But I wanted to go into the banshee room, which I can now see into. So
Yes.
that's fine.
and as you do, the ghost of the woman looks a lot more corporeal than she did on the other floors. She's still weeping into her hands, but she looks up and she whispers, "Are you the doctor? Can you help my child? He's struggling to breathe. I need to help him."
I'm afraid there's nothing I can do for him now, but I can try and reunite the two of you so you can live on together.
She looks and she goes, He only had such little time. I mean, why was this all he got? I was going to give him such a happy life."
I have no answers for that. Fate can be cruel, and Satanists crueler.
She nods and goes, It was not my choice to work here. I just simply couldn't find anywhere else." And she just begins to fade, and the body drifts off over towards this box here, as you reckon there might be something else in the room. And she vanishes into the box.
Okay.
God.
I will knit some more flowers and rest them. Well, I'll open the box.
And you see there's a baby in there. It is wrapped in a pink sheet, and it's holding a withered rose.
I'll replace the withered rose with a knitted one so it can stay fresh forever.
Very nice. And you can also take the sheet that was resting upon the box and use that to gather the bones if you like.
I shall. I'll Floki's carrying the other bone. No. Loon has the other bones right now, right?
Loon and Floki have one set of bones each.
Yes. Oh, okay. I will carry this one. And have a quick glance around the rest of the room.
So you notice the box.
Have a peek under some more
Yes.
blankets.
All the other blankets that you look under just have furniture apart from, and the last one you look at is the one that the ghost seemed to vanish as it faded out. Do you look inside?
Yes, I shall.
You move forward and you open the box, and inside is a decaying corpse. It could be that it was no more than a week old, but you can see quite clearly that she died of multiple stab wounds to the heart.
Jesus Christ.
I will take a sheet off of some furniture and carefully bundle her up.
And as she does,
And,
her flesh turns to ash and just the bones are left.
I'll carefully place them together and then place the baby with the bones and then bundle that all up and carry it all together.
Very respectful. Well, there is one more room to look at on this floor, or you can head straight to this. I could fast forward time and just let you know what was found in the last room.
Yeah.
So the last room was the butler's room, and in there is a diary indicating the displeasure that the butler and the maid had for what was happening. The parents had been becoming more and more mad as Strahd had clearly pulled away his support of them, they felt they needed to work harder to reach the ears of the Masters of Shadowfell in order to gain their immortality. They felt that death was on their shoulder, and Strahd was sending minions to take their children away, the last possible sacrifices they had. The maid and the butler agreed that night they would sneak the children out. The two children, their beloved children of Durst, and the young boy, the surviving child of another adventurer, had been taken down and sacrificed. The boy had been left in their care and had been sleeping in the maid's room. And you can see over on the table is another toy with the label, "Is no fun, is no Blinksy." This toy was perhaps given to the young boy that they were looking after.
So this is a fourth doll.
There is a fourth doll.
Although we no longer have the other three, right? Because like the kids' specters have taken them.
No, but you did receive a reward for those three.
Yeah. No, my point is, I just want to make sure like I'm keeping our inventory sort of adequately updated.
Yes.
Okay.
I assume you'll take the doll, as you are apparently doll connoisseur.
I'm the doll man.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think like these dolls are the only sort of like little glimmer of hope and light for children. So you know, it's like it's a pretty grim world. I think we can do our part to try and spread some joy. So I will take this doll.
And you take it, and
Made to us.
you get a sense of strength with the doll. Like if this doll was kept by a young child back in the day, and it gave him strength to survive the horrors of this house. And the diary, there are no more accounts after the agreement that the maid and butler did that they would rescue the children that night.
I fear their plan did not work.
And we have no signs of what the parents, what the fate of the parents, right? Like the kids had mentioned the parents were in the attic, but there's no sign of them.
There is no sign of them. But there is a secret door you've discovered.
Yeah, to go down.
And as you do that,
Well,
the spirit of the boy Thorn continues to follow, and again, you feel this kind of sense of bossiness in you. There's some sort of sense that you need to take charge within inside the heart of Nina, as the spirit within tells them, yes, we'll go downstairs and we're going to find the answer to the horrors of this building. And
I will direct everyone to the now open secret staircase.
Yep. And I will move you guys there now. So it's going to be a bit of a jump as you end up down in the basement. In fact, I'm going to put her first. Nina goes first. And the young boy, the ghost, follows you as well. So if you don't have that, I will ping focus everyone up here. This is where you've now ended up. You're in a dark chasm. In fact, Loon, you don't have your light, do you? I need to grab your light.
I put one in.
You put in a torch? You just whip out torch. I've also moved over the...
I just sort of shake my staff and wake up Pip.
Yeah.
Glowing.
And you're now in some dark, grungy corridors. The place has been chiseled out of hard earth, and drips of moisture fall from the ceiling. And I'm going to change the music to
something hopeful and light.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll tentatively walk out, but with every step I like wait to see whether I hear or smell anything down these corridors.
Yeah, would you like to roll a perception check, please?
Did that not come through?
It did not come through. You can just let me know the number.
A 19 plus 7.
That was an older one. 19 plus 7, so yes, so you roll very well. And what you get the sense, kind of smelling the air, there's a lot of rot down here. The smell of rotting creatures, whether human or animal or monster. Looking around, you see that there are doors leading to other chambers, just like here and there, and they have plaques outside of them, which if you approach closer, you'll be able to read.
Yeah. So yeah, do.
Okay, so I'm just going to get the information on what which ones are which. So you are standing outside the first one. This crypt reads Rose Crypt.
And she's one of the children. She's the one that's
Yes, she's
possessing Nina,
the older
right?
sister, the one that's now possessing Nina.
I'll call Nina over.
Which corridor did you go down? Sorry.
So if you go down a little bit further, if you go down one more step, you'll see him, and then you see him to your yes. So the crypt reads.
I feel drawn to this room.
It reads Rosaline Durst. That's what it says.
Can I try and open it?
It's unlocked.
I didn't know if it had like a lid or anything like that.
A lead.
Like what type of crypt it is.
So this seems to be just the mausoleum door to this crypt. So I'll open it for you. And looking inside, you see there is a coffin with an engraving of a rose on top of it.
I will ask whoever it is that currently has Rose's bones if they'd so kindly lay him to rest.
That would be Floki.
Yeah. So I squeeze past you and lay them within the coffin.
You open the coffin with ease, and inside it's pristine, hasn't been touched by dust or decay. You gently place the bones as you'd expect them to be, in the head at the top and arms and legs and everything. And as you place the final bone, there's a sudden shake in the ground, and the spirit leaves Nina, and it turns around and goes, "Thank you so much, friends. I can finally rest. Please do the same for my brother. I would love to have him with me as we try to move on to the next life. Thank you, rescuers." And then she fades away.
Sleep well, my child. Can I see if the crypt next to hers is her brother's?
The crypt has another slab which reads Thornbolt Durst.
Did we find out his name?
His name.
Yeah, we
is
know
speaking
Thorn. Thorn was the nickname.
Okay. I will open this one.
I'll go ahead and open it, and it's just the same. So if you now ask Loon, he can.
Loon, if you'd please.
Of course. And Loon carefully, much the same way as Floki did, lays the bones to rest.
And as you start putting each of the bones into the case, the spirit of Thorn comes over and he goes, "But I'm scared. What's going to happen to me? What happens next?"
You'll find peace, I'm sure. Loon, you've done the honours of setting his bones. I'm sure you can encourage him.
don't be afraid. Your spirit will be set free and find new life in Barovia.
The boy looks sad, but as you place the final bone, he goes, I can hear it. I can hear my sister's voice. She's calling to me. I don't want to go there. And then he vanishes.
Sleep well, children. And I'll pat the casket.
It is very quiet now in this dark tunnel.
I need
I'll
to
step
find.
to the opposite sort of wing and see what's on the doors.
Written on this door is Gustav Durst, the father.
I unceremoniously just rip the door open and go in. Not very happy with these parents.
Yes. Do you open the crypt?
Yeah, I'm trying to like. I want to get the full story of what the heck happened in this house. How could sort of this go so wrong? So I just rip this thing open. Sort of uncaring if it shatters or whatever.
Opening the crypt, you are confronted by the horrible rotting smell as you look down, as you see there are 3 bodies of what must have once been adventurers, wrapped in leather, holding rusted daggers, are stuffed inside the crypt.
There's 3 bodies in this crypt.
Yes. All of them have what appears to be holes in their hearts where they've been stabbed by some sort of sharp instrument.
Can I sort of investigate the corpses, see whether I can make out any sort of identifying anything, really?
One of the bodies appears to be a human woman. One of the other bodies is that of a young dwarf, maybe a teenager. And the final one is a halfling that's kind of crammed into the bottom of the chest.
Christ. I rush over to the room next to door and do the same and just rip this one open, try to get more information, but I'm getting like a little sort of flustered and aggravated at how little sense this whole thing makes.
And as you rip that one open, you see more mutilated corpses which have been eaten down to the bones. As you open the door and release a dozen giant centipedes which have been devouring the corpses within, and it will attack. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh no.
As we move on to combat music.
I don't know why my rolls aren't coming through. Let me try to refresh this.
Yeah, it's definitely them.
Now they're all coming through.
Hundreds of them. Thousands.
Okay, yeah, they are. Okay.
But we got your initiative now, I believe. Oh, you might have to roll it again, I think, just because it's not popped into the chat.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 7 if you want to sort of... I think I can manually add it, because I'd turn 7.
Excellent. Alright, so I'll just move you up. So it is the centipedes that go last, because they were surprised by you dropping in. So it is Loon who hears the yelps as you realise that a bunch of deadly centipedes are now attacking you. So you can come and investigate to see what you can do to help where the danger is coming from over here.
Can I occupy the same space as another character?
You can, but then you have to exit again. So you can look in, fire, and then get out.
case, oh god, how do I like? Would my attack hit all of them at once?
It does. They're just a massive, hideous pile of centipedes.
In that case, I want the pile of centipedes to make a Dex 14 save.
Okay. Dex 14 save. It fails.
Yes, I cast Sacred Flame, trying to burn all of them.
Excellent. 6 radiant damage. And they don't have any weakness to radiant, so it's just a straight up 6. But still, that's very good. And then you can just get yourself back out of that space to free up your friends. Being a hobbit, you can just run under the legs, blast a bunch of flame, and then run back out. Alright, so that is your go over. So we move on to Nina, next to the list.
I will prep my crossbow and see if I can aim past Floki and hopefully not.
You are just a
him.
little bit taller than Floki, so you can shoot over his head. And that's your crossbow. It's a 23. That definitely hits. 4 piercing damage as you kind of skewer 3 of the centipedes to the back wall as they writhe around and die with the arrow in them. Very good hit. It is now over to Floki.
Yeah, I sort of grab my staff with both hands, just sort of slam it down on them.
Do it.
That didn't come through, right? I don't know
No,
why it's not doing it.
that was a
It's
description.
9 plus 3, 12.
12 damage. Tell me how you kill them.
I just sort of hit, and Pip sort of squeaks. I just keep hitting it, and Pip's just sort of being like flung about the like lantern part of my staff. But eventually, sort of, I lift the staff, and Pip's just drenched in centipede juice that sort of crept in through the lantern. Yeah, there's just nothing but sort of like some splotches left within this coffin.
Fantastic. Yeah, you utterly annihilate those centipedes. And in fact, you could now, if you wanted, search through the remains to see if there's anything of interest.
Knickknacks.
Knickknacks.
But should I roll a perception?
So I'm just checking. So it is, yeah, so you'd be a perception roll for your one, wouldn't it?
15.
Roll that. 15 is a success.
It was a nat 20 on my end, so some of that came through.
It's so weird that that's happening.
Yeah.
So I'm just finding it so... Okay, swarm of insects. So, siphoning through all the kind of bits, you find enough kind of lumpy flesh among the insects for you to make 1d6 rations. So if you roll a 6, please. 6-sided dice, and you see how many rations you make.
1.
1. Yes.
I beat them.
You
I
did
beat them too much to a pulp.
But and I don't know how much the others will be interested in eating centipede, but you've eaten a lot of centipede in your time. You know how to prepare good, crispy centipede.
Slimy yet nutritious.
Very nutritious, high in protein. Congrats, you got a ration out of it. Yes. Looking back at this door, you realise that this was for Susan Durst. That's the mother. So again, they were using their own coffins to store the bodies of adventurers they had sacrificed.
Yeah. No sign of them yet.
No.
I suppose they never thought they'd need to use them if they wanted to put them on that.
That's very true.
So you have a few different directions you can go. You can go down, south, or you can head further north.
What do you think?
I think we should carry on south. Question mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I walk into the big sort of atrium dining area.
Yes. And with that, you notice straight away that there are a lot of bones around on the ground. A lot of what appear to be kind of humanoid bones, human bones, dwarf bones, elf bones, all sorts of bones that you recognise from seeing things. Particularly Loon, he's seen a lot of corpses in mausoleums. He can straight away just point out every single type of bone and what it is. And on the table itself, you notice plates with a few bones, like you see the bones of a hand lying on one of the plates next to some rusty knives and forks. Waste not, want not. But given your perception, there is nothing else of interest in this particular chamber.
So no other doors or anything?
There are other doors and there's other ways out, but there's nothing in this room apart from the spoils of a feast from long, long ago.
So there's a door to the east, corridor to the west, corridor to the south.
Yes.
Loon, you've been investigating around this room.
Yeah, I think my morbid curiosity would open this door.
As you open this door,
God.
yeah, a new beast. So if everyone can roll initiative again,
Oh my god.
you're going to be rushed by a creature called a Grick.
Could you move me into the dining room because mine is not moving at all.
Bam! There you are. And I'll turn you around. So
Thank
the Grick is over there. Oh, it's moved you again. There we go. You're in the room. You followed them through. You're in this room now, and there is a Grick slithering inside of this room, and it instantly attacks you. So let me see. What, that is that room. So yeah, it's going to have a high roll to begin with. So roll its initiative, and it's going to have a 20 as it comes straight into the attack. As soon as Loon opened it, it is then going straight for a multi-attack. The multi-attack, it makes one attack with its tentacles, another one with its beak. So it's going to rush in, go for a tentacle attack. Does an 11 hit, Loon?
Nope.
Great. So yeah, you manage to dodge the tentacles, but it follows it up with a beak, which it gets a nat 1 on, and it's basically gonna stumble out past you as it comes, flying for you, and it's going to kind of fall on its ass and be stunned for like a moment. So it'll have to get up. It's prone on the floor. Put a little start note there. Yeah. So it's now prone Grick. And we're over to Nina.
I will use
No,
this
so we're not over
to...
to Nina. Sorry. My
Yeah, I was
mistake
going to
there.
say.
It was appearing the wrong one on my sheet, so it's actually Floki next.
I've had enough of this nonsense. My growl turns into a howl. My skin just tears up from my back, and an enormous sort of dire wolf replaces me, leaving sort of a discarded Loki skin on the floor. And I will use my pack tactics to bite this thing with the 23. Is a crit, so a 23, which does 7 damage. No, 8 damage.
8 damage straight away. You just take a big chunk out of its tail as it lies writhing.
Oh, and it has. Oh, but it's already prone.
Yes.
It's double prone now because my bite throws it.
Excellent. So how much was the total damage?
Just 8.
8. So minus 8. As it writhes around, as kind of pussy blood flies out the back of its tail. So that is Floki's go. Now it's over to Nina.
I will hopefully easily hit
You already got one there.
an unmoving target.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I need to. If I don't move it in myself, then
Okay.
I can't see.
do it, and then I'll make it big. But yeah, sorry, Nina, carry on.
Yeah, attempting to aim and hit a prone target.
Yep.
Good
Not very well.
disadvantage then.
It's
Unless
locked
you're
down.
like right up next to it. Like you get advantage on melee attacks, but disadvantage on ranged attacks on it.
Yeah, because it's light down.
Okay.
Or you can
well,
move in and stab. That's the other option.
I will
Stabby.
try that instead.
Brilliant.
Hopefully to much more
So
success.
I'll move you down next to it, and I'll rotate you around so you can see it. Bam. And then so you've
Thank
rolled
you.
1 dagger attack, which is 20, which hits. And but your second attack doesn't hit, so now we're going to roll the damage for your first one.
It's with advantage if she's doing stabby.
Oh yes, sorry. Right, so that is your first attack, so that's an 8. Roll again for advantage with your second dagger.
Loading.
Or has it been a bit slow?
15.
15 hits.
Yeah, it just really wants to do that dice animation, making it very slow.
And it takes another 8 damage. It is officially bloodied.
Good. 1, 2, yeah, again.
And it is it's now over to Loon. Loon, can you finish it off?
I think so. So let's get out my mace again and just wail on this thing.
Brilliant. 19 hits.
19. Alright.
Full bludgeoning, just enough. Just enough. Tell me how you kill this thing.
So does it have this like huge maw in the middle of its tentacles?
It does. I can make it full screen for you so you can see what it looks like.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like
just
a- it's
gonna,
like a-
shove my mace, into its mouth and then stamp on it.
Brilliant. So you just crack its head right open on your mace. As it just like flails around with just like pussy blood spurting everywhere, and then finally just drops to the ground dead. It's
Pussy blood.
pussy.
What? That's
Pussy.
not what I thought you said.
Okay. Yeah. So it is dead. Congrats. That's another creature down, and you're welcome to then check its body for more things.
Knick-knack.
So would that be an Arcana check on this one? It's like
It'd be
a-
different because this
Okay.
is this is a monstrosity.
Let me quickly check. Yeah, the item, Harvester's Tools, Monstrosity is a nature check.
Yes, which you must be good at.
I am in wolf form though, and I'm not keen to
That's from just for that.
to like lose my form.
I can have a route around if need be.
Have a little gander at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pass it over.
Nope. I
What'd you
find
get?
nothing.
You find absolutely nothing. Yes, this thing just like its blood turns to acid and it just melts into the dirt floor. But you have succeeded.
I think.
So let's see. Yes, your knickknacks have been lost, but we need to add XP. So this creature was actually a CR2 creature, surprisingly, despite how quickly you managed to kill it. And yeah, so that
Did it even hit
is
us once?
that's another. Nope,
Did it have some like weird ability like that'll
It did.
mess us up if it
I
landed?
never managed to get it. So it would have been stone camouflage, and it would have basically after you attacked a few times, it would have snuck off and then got its health back and kept attacking you. And I was going to do it on its turn. It was going to get away, but you managed to floor it in the first
It's
attack.
Too swift.
You guys are too
Which is
strong. I'm going to have
not
to
good.
up the danger, I think, to make this.
No, but
I
also
did roll a
like this
natural
is like Death House was originally planned for level 1s and we're level 3s, right?
Yes, but I have been adding a bit more stats to them. I thought it'd be something that would make it a bit more great. But yeah, you've been nailing it.
I
So
would
that
say it's just like this is just like how rolls work. Like sometimes you throw like 2 wolves against a party and like wipe the
annihilates them.
party, and then
Yes.
sometimes you like throw like a giant and then they just like die quickly.
because this is the same difficulty as that the pyramid head. You absolutely slaughtered this thing.
No.
But you have been using up a lot of spell slots to do this, so you're kind of losing more and more powers. So if you haven't done it already, add 150 XP each for this creature.
How many XP were the millipedes?
Yes, the millipedes. I'm just working that out now. The millipedes were another 33 XP.
Nice.
Each.
Yeah.
Are we all at around 2,500?
I'm at exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I was checking my math.
Yeah, I'm going to see how close you guys are to getting to level 4. Because I expect
Just
you guys to
there.
get to level 4 by the end of this.
Yeah, as soon as we finish Death House.
Yes. Alright, so you've managed to kill those creatures, and we're getting close to 10 o'clock at night. So we have a choice. You can either call it here, or you could just go a little bit further, see what next horrors will await you, and that will be what you start
I have
with
a
next week.
hard stop at 11, so it's up to you
Yeah.
where you want to leave the cliffhanger, but I can't do another fight tonight.
Excellent. So I think depending on which way you go, something will happen, and that will be where we'll leave the cliffhanger for tonight.
And also, just now that I have your attention, I will be traveling next Monday. Any chance you guys can do Thursday or Wednesday instead?
I can. Thursday's best for me, but I
Yeah,
can do
Thursday's better for me.
Thursday's good for me too.
Fantastic. Well, you heard it here first, guys.
Can you do
I can
Thursday? Okay, wonderful.
Brilliant. Okay, well let's wrap this up. So pick a direction.
So which way do we go? I'm too big. I'm like I have to squeeze past. I'll let you guys take the lead.
Yes,
I'd
going down
be
these
trailing
corridors
behind.
will be difficult terrain for you. But yeah, so Loon or Nina, take a gander. Choose where you'd like to go.
I think I'm happy carrying on south. That was an option, right?
Yes, it was.
Sure, that was.
Sounds good to me.
I'm starting to worry I've just blown through my spells because I was like, well, we're done. Once we clean the attic, we're good. And now there's a whole dungeon to explore.
And we've not found the parents yet.
No.
Okay, so we're going south.
Okay.
Past.
As you step into this hallway, you start to hear a sound. It's the sound of chanting. I wonder if I have a sound for that. I will get some weird things.
Go. I can't stop this feeling.
Which way do you press on? But you're definitely hearing some strange sounds down here.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
can go
They're like,
in all directions.
one of us, one of us, one of us, one of us.
Does it sound sort of spectral and spooky, or does it sound corporeal and fleshy?
It sounds echoey and distant. Loon, just 1 second before you move further. As you reach this point in your journey, you hear as the ground, the dirt around you, realize it wasn't just normal dirt. These were graves of cultists from long ago. As I will grab them all now. Change layer to that. Boom! In fact, I'll move Floki away. As out of the ground come 4 creatures snarling at you. These creatures are ghouls. They are undead cultists come back. They want more human meat, more dwarf meat, more hobbit meat, more everything. Meat's back on the menu, boys. And that is where we will leave us for this week. But yeah, I got a sound for that one. Awesome with my sound deck. But yes, thank you
Lovely.
so much for joining me again today in the House of Murder. You've explored about 2/3 of it now, giving you an idea
Wait,
of
what?
what's
Not
to come.
2/3 of the basement, but 2/3 of the house.
Yes.
Jesus.
God.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm afraid of how big this piece.
Just got no spell slots left.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. You were after
I-
knickknacks. You're going to have plenty of them by the end.
Yeah.
And there are some nice bedrooms upstairs, should you ever wish to have a little nap. Though they are getting exceedingly rotten and smelly up there.
True.
So, yes, so keep an eye on your stats. Keep an ear to the ground. There are many, many more creatures to find inside the House of Death. But yes, we'll call this it here tonight.
Lovely. Well, see you guys on Thursday. Then.
See you all
Yeah,
then.
Next week.
See you Thursday.
Have a great
Bye.
night. Bye bye.
See you later.
Thank you. And that is the end of the session. Well, for all of those that joined me on Twitch tonight, thank you so much for joining. This is the beginning of a continued series, and I plan to bring more of my friends and D&D series into Twitch as time goes on. I'm going to be taking a bit more time as well to kind of like get my whole setup looking nicer, get some loading screens, get a few more menus, just improve the quality of my Twitch streams. Maybe even start streaming to YouTube. Who knows? It's all coming up, but there will be more Strahd and more death to come. But for now, mortals, I wish you a good night. Goodbye.